After losing Henry and being left completely alone, John Sugar returns to Los Angeles hoping to start over, but instead, he finds himself pulled into another dangerous mystery: a missing boxer, a deadly gang, a mysterious man in black, and secrets that connect far beyond a simple disappearance. In Sugar Season 2, Episode 2, John gets closer to the truth about G, but every answer only creates bigger questions. And just when John thinks he is finally making progress, he walks straight into a deadly trap. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. So today, we're breaking down the entire ending of Sugar Season 2, Episode 2, explaining all the hidden details, John's connection with Val and Charlotte, the mystery behind the EZ4S, and what this shocking attack means for John's future. Let's get into it.
You want a job, Val?
I gotta be somewhere in a couple hours, but...
John meets Val and tries to save her. Episode 2 begins by showing the darker side of Los Angeles. John explains how LA is a city full of outsiders and immigrants, and that idea connects strongly with him because he is also an outsider, just in a much more literal way. He is an alien living among humans, trying to understand a world that was never truly his. During this opening, we see a random man getting shot on the street. The attackers were actually searching for G, but they targeted the wrong person. This immediately shows how dangerous the situation has become. Later, Val returns to John's life. She is the same girl who previously stole his car, but eventually returned it after taking money from him. Now she has basically become the unofficial caretaker of his vehicle, constantly finding reasons why it needs repairs. John knows she is probably exaggerating things and possibly scamming him, but he allows it because he sees something in her. John recognizes that Val is someone who has made bad choices but still has potential. In many ways, she reminds him of Jen. John spent much of the first season trying to save people because he couldn't save Jen, and now he seems to be doing the same thing again. He wants to give Val a chance. Instead of judging her past, he offers her a real job. Val doesn't immediately trust him because she has spent her whole life surviving by being suspicious of others. But John's kindness slowly starts breaking through her defenses.
You were right. About what? I shot the wrong guy.
John finds more clues about G. John continues his investigation by visiting Danny at his boxing gym. He explains that G disappeared after stealing drugs from the hospital, but Danny is shocked because this behavior does not match the brother he knows. Danny's coach uses the moment to remind him that he needs to focus on his own boxing career instead of constantly worrying about G. But John can tell there is more going on beneath the surface. While leaving the gym, John receives a call from Tom, someone from his past. John had previously helped Tom when his wife disappeared during a hiking trip. However, John discovered that the situation was not what it seemed. Tom's wife had not actually been kidnapped or lost. She had chosen to leave. Now Tom needs John's help again. A dead Asian man has been found, and they need to know if it is G. John visits the morgue and immediately recognizes that the body looks similar to G, but thankfully, it is not him. The dead man was actually connected to the EZ4S gang. He was likely killed because he was mistaken for G. This proves that G is in serious danger. Someone is hunting him, and whoever is behind this does not care who gets hurt along the way.
Him.
The mystery of the man in black. John returns to St. Anthony's Hospital to investigate G's final movements. Using security footage, he discovers something important. After stealing the drugs, G did not immediately leave. Instead, he stopped on the 5th floor. Something there scared him. With Hannah's help, John learns about a patient named Jesus who was admitted to the hospital shortly before the robbery. Jesus died, but something about his room clearly affected G. When John investigates the room, he discovers that G encountered a mysterious man dressed completely in black. G tried to hide from him, but the man found him, took a picture of him, and sent it to the EZ4S. This changes everything. G was not just running away after stealing drugs. He was running because he discovered something dangerous. The biggest question now becomes, who is this man in black, and why was he connected to the EZ4S?
Hell are you? Call me back right fucking now!
Danny's hidden life comes out. While John continues searching for answers, Danny's own problems begin getting worse. Danny returns home and discovers that his rent has not been paid because G was usually the one handling it. Feeling abandoned and frustrated, Danny leaves an angry message for his missing brother. But then something unexpected happens. Danny receives a call offering him a way to make quick money. Since he is struggling financially, he accepts. Later, John realizes that Danny may not know his brother as well as he thinks. Danny believed G was living a normal life, but the truth is that G had secrets. And Danny has secrets too. We see that Danny has been involved in criminal activities himself. He participates in a robbery with other people, proving that his anger toward G's behavior is complicated. Danny criticized G for making dangerous choices, but he has also been walking a similar path.
I really like being called nice. Not all men. not only.
John begins falling for Charlotte. Away from the investigation, John spends some time at the hotel restaurant and meets Charlotte again. Their conversations reveal another side of John. Usually, he is confident, intelligent, and always knows what to say. But around Charlotte, he becomes different. She makes him nervous, and for someone like John, that says a lot. Charlotte talks about kindness and how the world needs more of it. She explains that people often see kindness as weakness, but she believes it is one of the strongest qualities someone can have. John clearly connects with her words because kindness has always been a major part of who he is. But because this story is inspired by classic noir mysteries, Charlotte also feels like someone who may have hidden motives. She has the energy of a mysterious character who could either become John's greatest ally or his biggest danger.
He's now the CEO of a brand new tech company.
John investigates Pavich. John's investigation into Senator Pavich continues as well. He discovers that Pavich is no longer just a politician. He is now involved with a technology company and appears to be recruiting brilliant minds from a university. John suspects Pavich may be building something connected to aliens, but he still doesn't know what the plan is. This becomes another mystery running alongside the G investigation. John is now caught between two worlds. He is trying to solve a human crime while also protecting himself and his species.
When I first lost my sister, I could barely move.
The truth about Jesus. John later visits Mrs. Jaquez, a relative of Jesus, hoping to find answer. The house shows how much grief she has been carrying. She is struggling after losing Jesus, and John notices the pain immediately. With her permission, he searches through Jesus' room, but finds very little. Mrs. Jaquez reveals that Jesus was very close to his mother Sandra, who disappeared into a dangerous lifestyle involving drugs. John realizes there may be a connection between Jesus' death and Sandra's problems. The investigation becomes more emotional when John starts helping Mrs. Jaquez clean her dishes. It is a small moment, but it shows exactly who John is. Even while dealing with alien secrets and dangerous criminals, he still cares about ordinary human suffering.
Is that you tell your boss, I want to talk to the person who did.
John recruits Val. After leaving Mrs. Jaquez's house, John notices that someone connected to the EZ4S is still watching the area. Instead of hiding, John approaches him directly and gives him his card. He wants to speak with whoever is in charge because he needs answers about Jesus. Later, John meets Val again. Val admits she has stolen hotel robes and plans to sell them online. Instead of getting angry, John explains why he believes she can become something more. He sees potential in her. This finally convinces Val to work with him. She agrees to become John's partner. For John, this is important because he is slowly rebuilding the support system he lost.
It only goes from bad to worse from that point on.
The ending explained. John is shot. The episode ends with John receiving a call from someone claiming to be connected to the EZ4S. They give him a meeting location and John immediately goes there. But it is a trap. As John stops at a traffic light, the same bikers who escorted him out of the neighborhood surround his car. They open fire, leaving John completely helpless. The episode ends with John and his car sitting alone on the road. The big question is whether John survives. We know John has survived impossible situations before, but this time things are different. In the first season, he had people from his own species who could help him recover. Now, he is completely isolated. The only people around him are humans who don't know what he really is. There is a chance Val becomes the person who helps him because she now knows him better and understands the streets. Charlotte could also play a role, although trusting her might be dangerous. The attack also proves that John is getting closer to the truth. Someone wanted him gone because he was asking the wrong questions. Episode 2 shows that John Sugar is no longer just investigating a missing person case. He is uncovering a much bigger conspiracy involving gangs, mysterious figures, aliens, and powerful people hiding their real intentions. And after the shooting, the biggest mystery is not just who killed G or who the man in black is. It is whether John can survive long enough to discover the truth. Our nerdy thoughts. And that was everything that happened in Sugar Season 2, Episode 2. This episode really shows how isolated John has become. He is still searching for answers about Jen, trying to understand the human world, and now he is caught in a dangerous conspiracy that may be much bigger than G's disappearance. The biggest question now is whether John survived that attack and who he can actually trust moving forward. Is Val going to become the partner John needs? Is Charlotte hiding something? And who exactly is the mysterious man in black? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more TV episode explanations, and I'll see you in the next one.
You got a camera? Not a phone camera, an actual camera.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I can find one.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.